Talk about it being recorded. Hello. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the podcast. My bad. I was not expecting it to go that quick. Intro music. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Hi, Octane Podcast. I'm your host, Bob. I'm going solo again. Sergio's been pretty unreliable here lately, but whatever. He's got shit going on. It's fine. I keep having issues with my headphones. If you're wondering what I'm doing over here with my hand, I only have one ear, and this cord's a piece of shit, and it won't work right, which is actually working correctly right now. Anyway, welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Bob, like I said. And I was gonna have to kind of repeat some shit from last week after I got cut off and royally, well, almost screwed out of my time slot, but um, that brings me to a kind of a pre-show kind of, I don't know what the fuck I'm even trying to say, but we're no longer with VOP, Voice of the People. Last week they kind of fucked me over. Uh, they tried to take my time slot away, which I don't understand why. I've been on 5 to 7 Central for months now. I don't know why they wanted to take my time slot. But the bitch that was trying to do it, she was a royal bitch about it, and that between that and their lack of communication, I just decided to step away. I don't think it was. I don't really think it was worth staying with them. I honestly believe I was being lied to about a certain number of things. Anyway, they were telling me that we were getting all close to 1 million views a week worldwide, obviously, but I was never physically shown those numbers. So who the fuck knows if that's even true? I don't. They're the only ones that do. So yeah, we're no longer with them. I'm going to toy around with a couple other networks, and we'll see how that goes. But for right now, we'll just be on YouTube and Facebook. But other than that, everything will be as normal. Still be 5 to 7. Well, when I'm going solo like this, they might be a little bit shorter. I'm gonna try to not repeat anything too much from last week. I'm gonna go back through that list, but I got some new shit for you guys this week. Not a ton, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, uh, fucking bullshit. Let me tell you guys what I'm drinking. I got something new and it's delicious. So, what am I drinking? Okay, so I dove into this a little bit already. It's actually really, really good. It's called Oak and Eden, and this one is their Spire Select. I guess the what makes this thing unique, or this brand unique, is they actually have part of the barrel in the bottle. I don't know if you guys can see that. I know the glare kind of sucks, but there's a piece of the barrel in the bottle, and it's supposed to help with the flavoring because it says right on the bottle it's in bottle finished. So I don't know. I've never really seen anything like that before, but it's actually really, really, really good. It's very spicy. You can taste a lot of the wood and everything, but it's stout as fuck. It's a barrel proof at 114 proof. So if you get it, you might want to kind of take it easy on it because it will mess you up quick. This was 50. No, I think it was 59.99. So it's a little bit on the more expensive side, but really, really good. I had they have one that's got a Cabernet Spire in it, and it changes the flavor profile like night and fucking day. It's actually really good, but that's what I'm drinking. So cheers, and do not drink and drive. All right, let's get into it real quick. I got a recall from General Motors. It's the first thing I'm going to tell you guys about. It's not crazy, but it could definitely ruin your day if it was to happen to you. So 55,000 trucks. I don't know. Well, we'll get into it, but for trucks and SUVs for separating axles and fuel pump failures. So it could leave you stranded. Your axle could fall out of either the rear end or the wheel assembly. I don't know exactly, but 4 separate recalls covering 8 different vehicles. That's actually a lot. Cadillac XT5, GMC Acadia, Chevy Blazer, Chevy Traverse. So 2 products that we build in Tennessee. That's for the axle separation. Actually, okay. So this is a very small recall, actually. 10 units. 10 units each times 2 recalls. 10 units each times 2 recalls. Okay, total potential population of 20 vehicles. So that's actually very, very small. So that's not the biggie that they're recalling. I guess it's the fuel pump issue that they're having. 2021 and 22 Equinox and the 2022 GMC Terrain, smaller crossovers. And then I don't know what numbers that one is for. And then you got the GM's HD truck line, the Silverado and Sierra HDs from 17 to 19 with diesels, obviously, and dual tank configuration. I guess that's the biggest of the recall here. It's a fuel pump. So shame on you, General Motors. It's just a fuel pump. Get the shit right. Fuel pump should last like 100,000 miles. Dumbasses. Buying inferior parts from China, you fucks. Anyway, that one was real quick. A couple of these are going to go really, really fast. I'm not even going to play this one. I had an update on this new Dodge EV, the car that makes that terrible exhaust sound. But since you guys can't hear it and Sergio's not here, I'm not even going to bother with it. Maybe we can do that next week. But yeah, I'm not going to bother with it right now. Something very, very silly that I found today, actually, that we're gonna breeze through real quick is this website called Jalopnik. They are promoting an illegal sex act. Essentially, in this article, these are the best cars you can have sex in, which is highly illegal. Do not do this because you will get probably arrested for indecent exposure. So yeah, don't do that. Jalopnik, you're fucking idiots. But whatever. Anyway, we're gonna have a little fun with this one. The Honda Element is the first one. Although it's ugly as shit, I guess I have been inside one. You most certainly could have sex in one, for sure. But again, don't recommend it. But apparently, it has a flat floor, back seats fold, up out of the way. They also like I guess the first 2 rows they bought all 4 fold flat, so that could make for some decent sex time. Vector W8. How the fuck do they think this is a good vehicle to have sex in? Like Vector W8, blah 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 blah. It's not a very good picture of the interior, so you can't really tell. Maybe they think maybe they're talking about on the hood. I don't fucking know. This is not no. For those of you that don't know, the Vector W8 is a very radically designed supercar from the 80s. It is an American vehicle, and it is obviously a 2-seat mid-engine car. So I don't know what they're fucking talking about here. You can't have sex in one of these. So stupid. Jeep Wrangler, that's an obvious given. You could probably have sex on every surface of this stupid thing. And they have shitty resale value, by the way. Audi TT. No. Jesus Christ, if you know what these things look like, you know you can't have sex in one of these. There's zero room in it. So that's a no. Any truck will work. You have a bed, so yes, any truck will work. But this Dodge Ram 50 is what they're saying. I don't really know why they singled this truck out, but any truck will do. Oh, here we go. Honda S MX. I don't know. This obviously does not come here. Oh, sex machine, I guess is what they think that stands for, which is obviously not. But yeah, this thing folds out straight into a bed. Yeah, you can get some fucking going on in there. Absolutely. Kind of like Fleetwood. I mean, it's probably big enough in the back seat. So yeah, go for it. Go to town. What do we got? Oldsmobile Toronado. Probably the same thing, big enough in the back seat, and that bench seat across the front. Yeah, go for it. Yeah, go to town. Pontiac Grand Prix. Just about any of those are big enough for the back seat anyway. And what do we got? Plymouth Barracuda, maybe in the back seat again, probably on that long ass steel hood. Yeah, I'd be down for that. PLP 50? Are you kidding me? Absolutely not. That's not even big enough for two people. Where are you going to have sex in that? Y'all are seriously dumb, Jalopnik. Like, for real. Jeep Cherokee, obviously. AMC Matador, probably not. Maybe on the hood. That's stupid. Lincoln, or, well, I was going to say Lincoln Town Car, but same thing. Mercury Grand Marquis. Backseat's plenty big enough. What is this? Toyota RAV4 first gen. I guess if you folded both of those seats down, you could go to town. Mercedes-Benz 600 Grosser Pullman. Obviously, it's a fucking limo. You could fucking that all day. Stupid asses. This list is really kind of dumb, but I just wanted a kind of a giggle. Honda Fit. Yeah, I suppose that would work. Fold everything flat. What is this? Subaru Outback. It's a wagon. Obviously, you can fucking have sex on that. Ridiculous. And then Nada Miata. Okay. Okay, they're just trying to be silly, I guess. It didn't work. That was a dumb list, and I apologize for subjecting you to it. But I wanted to get a little bit of a giggle. All right, so now I got some new shit coming to that's coming to market. I'm not going to talk about that again. I'm not going to talk about that again. Okay. I don't even remember if I talked about this last week, to be 100% honest with you. I think I might have. Actually, yes, I do remember that we did talk about it. So I'm not going to do it again. All right. One more car, and then I'm going to get into a couple of lists, and that's probably just going to be it for today. I apologize for the short episode, but I have no one to banter with, and I can only talk so much by myself. Sorry. Okay, so we've talked heavily about the Corvette on this show because, well, quite frankly, I'm a fucking super fan of it. But the Corvette had multiple concept forms of a mid-engine, a possible mid-engine car. Everyone knows that, or should. If you don't, go back to fucking school. But in the late 80s, they probably had what is the best attempt at it up until obviously the 8th generation Corvette came to market in 2020. This one's called the Serve 3. I don't exactly know what Serve means. We'll probably get into that. We'll probably find it as we scroll. But this is a late 80s mid-engine Corvette prototype. Okay, Chevrolet Engineering Research Vehicle. So this is the third iteration of this particular vehicle. It was debuted at the 1990 Detroit Auto Show. As you can see, it's a very, very good-looking vehicle, and I to this day, do not know why they didn't make this car. Maybe it was too radical or whatever, but I mean, you have a Lamborghini Countach on the road. Nothing's more radical than that fucking thing. So General Motors, shame on you. You most certainly could have built this car, and I believe it would have done extremely, extremely well. And who the fuck knows where we'd be at right now in the Corvette world had this car been built and brought to market. That's fucking strange. I don't know what all that's supposed to do. That's typical 80s interior. Got a couple screens, buttons every fucking where. It's cheap as shit. All right, that's your engine. Obviously, it's mounted behind the driver, mid-engine configuration. I want to say, let's scroll down. I saw it earlier, so I know it's in here. All right, this is a Lotus engineered 32 valve dual overhead cam, 5.7 liter small block, but they strapped two turbos to it for 650 horsepower and 655 foot-pounds of torque, which would have destroyed everything on the road at the time that there was. So 0 to 60 in 3.9, 1.1 G on the skid pad. Hello, that's like world destroying numbers, stats, whatever the hell else you want to call it. It was going to be expensive though. They estimated it between $300,000 and $400,000, and in the 80s is an astronomical amount. I don't know the difference for inflation. I don't know, but the regular ZR1 at the time was selling for just under 59,000. So for this car to cost between 3 and 400 grand, I guarantee that's why they didn't make it. But I'm sure they could have found a way to keep costs down and still make a very, very good vehicle. I don't know. I wasn't in the boardroom. I'm not a pencil pusher. I'm not an accountant, but I think shame on General Motors. It's got Lambo doors. It's got the Targa top. I mean, it's a ridiculously good looking vehicle. It would have outperformed everything on the road. Had they been able to keep costs down, this thing would have been a world beater. Like no one would had anything that could fuck with this thing. The Ferrari F40 wasn't shit compared to what this could have been. The Lamborghini Countach was a fucking nightmare to drive. Japan didn't have shit that could have competed with it. Europe didn't have anything. Germany didn't have anything. Nobody had anything that could fuck with this thing. So, shame on General Motors. Everybody knows I work for them, and I probably shouldn't even be talking shit, but shame on you. Honestly, shame on you. I love that car. It's sick. It's a very good looking vehicle. Anyway, I have a couple of lists for you guys that we're going to talk about. I started one last week and then I got very rudely cut off. I didn't get too far into it, so we're going to go back through it. But first, I'm going to talk about some ridiculously, and I guarantee overpriced SUVs. I don't know why I want to talk about this, but we're going to talk about it. I feel like you guys need to know kind of the state of the luxury SUV market as it sits right now. Obviously, these aren't normal vehicles. They're all probably like one-offs or, an ultra exclusive lot of whatever they are. But we're going to get into that right now. This is from Car Buzz, and Ian Wright is the author of this article. Let's see what he's got for us, shall we? All right, so just kind of a baseline. The Rolls-Royce Cullinan will set you back $350,000. Lamborghini Urus, 200 grand. So, you kind of got a full-on ultra luxury SUV, and then you kind of have a sportier supercar-ish crossover size SUV. So let's get into it. First one is the Mercedes Maybach G650 Landaulet. And this abomination will set you back almost $550,000 fucking dollars for what is essentially a convertible G-Wagon with some bigger wheels. That's it. That's all it is. I don't think there's any more luxury in it. Obviously, don't have a fucking interior photo because Ian Wright sucks. Let's see. Okay, it's been stretched 23 inches, so it's a little bit longer, probably way more comfortable. You've got probably have some reclining seats. They're only making 99 of them. You have folded tables with leather wrapped tops, rear seat entertainment. You have 10-inch screens, which is nothing, at least 15, 16. Large console, blah, blah, blah. Heated and cooled cup holders. I fucking hate this thing. It sucks because, I don't like the G-Wagon. Everyone knows that. I think the regular G-Wagon's already overpriced, and then you've got to fucking tack on 350,000 almost more to this fucking piece of shit. I hate it. Next on, the Bowler EXRS. Obviously, this is a aftermarket Land Rover Sport, Range Rover Sport. I'm sorry. Obviously upgraded. Well, maybe not. Actually, it's got the same exact fucking 5-liter V8, 550 horsepower. 0 to 60 is 4.2. I guess that's not too terribly bad, but they didn't really even do much. Like, I don't know if they tuned the suspension. Obviously, the body looks a little bit different. Much different. Okay, there's a roll cage. All right, so they modified it to be a little bit more capable off-road. So, but it's $223,000. So you make the judgment if you want a Range Rover Sport that's been slightly modified, not anything crazy, but you want to pay $250,000 for it. By all fucking means, go for it. It's your money. I don't give a fuck. The Rhino GX. I've only seen a handful of these ever in person, but let me tell you, they are behemoths. Like, they are huge. It's built on the F450 Super Duty chassis. You can get it with a 6.8 liter V10 that runs on regular gas or a 6.8 liter diesel. Obviously, it has 4-wheel drive because it's gigantic and heavy as fuck. I mean, I think this was supposed to be the replacement for the Hummer, but I don't know that the military even uses these things. It's a little bit more than the Bowler at 229,000 smackers. Pretty fucking ugly, but it's beefy as shit. If you want something that's very rugged, you'll never take it off road, obviously, but this is a good one for you to look at. You could find one anyway. Dart's Prombone Black Russian. This is a truck, not an SUV. But, for the sake of this list, we'll go through it. Let's see what we got here. Doesn't have the price, which is fucking stupid because we're talking about more like the most expensive shit out there. Interesting. This thing uses leather made from the foreskin of whale penises. There you go. Oh, I'm sorry. That option has now been dropped because it's probably unethical to chop a whale's dick off. I would say so. I mean, it's pretty fucking rude. But hey, what do I know? They're fucking Russians. They do fucked up shit. You can get it. Let's see. The Black Russian version, which is what you're seeing. Let's see. Bulletproof windows, underbody protection, and 22-inch bulletproof wheels. Because you just can't be too careful, right? Like, this is a bit overkill. Russia is very volatile right now, I'm sure. With the whole Ukraine thing. I don't even know if that's still going on. Who the fuck cares? I don't. I think it's fucked up. Fuck Russia, but, whatever. Let's see. Lexani Motorcars Cadillac Escalade. I'm sure everyone has seen these fucking things. They're pretty much a giant limo on wheels. Oh, well, all limos are on wheels, but you know what I mean. It's been kind of executive, like snooty fucking CEO modernized or modified, if you will. That's the same size as a regular Cadillac ESV, but as you saw, the second row's been inverted, and it's pretty much been made into a limousine. Let's see. After you buy your Cadillac Escalade for $320,000, they will do all this bullshit to your SUV. 48-inch curved 4K TV with surround sound, retractable tables, your choice of wood trim, and 24 karat. Oh, you can get it in either wood or 24 karat gold trim, which if you're fucking stupid, you'll get the 24 karat gold. I don't like. I don't, fiber optic lighting and just about anything you damn well please if your wallet's big enough. So roughly 320,000. Look at all the fucking screens and buttons and there's a fucking landline phone in the stupid thing, probably to communicate with your driver. And I want to say this in the back is a projector screen, which is fucking nuts. But I mean, it's pretty fucking opulent and pretty well decked out. There's your other choice for interior, I suppose. Less screens. Unless I'm no, it's just a different camera angle. Never mind, same screens. I don't know. I think it's a little bit unnecessary, but whatever. I don't have 400 grand to spend on a vehicle, so what the fuck do I know? The Carlman King. This looks like a stealth bomber. It's legal to drive on the road. Let's see. What's it fucking said on? Okay, now I got it. Let's see. It's extensive use of carbon fiber, but $2 million for this thing, by the way, and it still weighs 10,000 pounds. Give or take 80 pounds off, but 10,000 fucking pounds this thing weighs. Depending on options, it's built on the Ford F550 commercial truck platform, and it has Ford's 6.8 liter V10, so it's not a diesel, which I would think in this thing weighing 10,000 pounds, you would want a diesel, but what the fuck do I know? Let's see. Entertainment, climate, and seating can be controlled by a phone app. And if just a couple million isn't enough, you can up that bitch to 3.8 and it'll just take the fuck off luxury wise, I suppose. It doesn't say what the extra 1.8 gets you, but holy balls, that's nice. Look at that fucking interior, guys. Holy shit. That's wicked. That's better than anything I've ever fucking seen. And I don't really care for that one. I definitely don't care for that one. This one is the shit. But I guess if you want to lighten up your interior, that one's a good option. But I dig that a lot. The design of it anyway. I don't care for that color scheme. This is ridiculous. I love that. And I'm not usually a fan of whatever color this is, the copper or gold, whatever the bullshit, but that's wicked. I like that a lot. So either 2 mil or 3.8 mil. How big's your pocketbook? Mine is not that big, just so you guys know, which I'm sure you already figured that out. Mercedes-Benz G63 AMG 6x6. So this is another bullshit piece of shit, ugly fucking G-Wagon conversion. Let's see, 5.5 liter twin turbo V8, same bullshit engine that comes in it normally, 536 horsepower, 560 foot-pounds of torque, but they added another axle and 2 fucking wheels. So yeah, that ain't enough. Let's see, little over $500,000. So if you got too much money and no taste, get you a fucking shitty 6x6 G-Wagon. Fuck off. Holland and Holland Range Rover. I know this motherfucker is going to be expensive. I mean, all the special edition SUVs are too expensive because they think they're something, when all you did was slap a new name on it and change some bits here and there. Let's see what is so damn different. Engraved inside door handles and the interior woodwork. Woodwork is cut from a single piece of walnut and finished with oil, just like the stocks of Holland & Holland signature guns. Who gives a shit? Let's see. Trunk is carbon fiber and aluminum gun case holding. Oh, okay. So you have weapons on board. Okay, let's see. The regular Holland & Holland Range Rover is $244,500, but if you get the stupidly way more expensive SV Coupe version, I don't even know what the fuck that means because it's a 4-door SUV. Uh, you'll spend almost 300,000 on it, and we all know that Range Rovers are not reliable. So, good luck. Here's your stupid gun case that you're never going to use. Reclining rear seats. I don't mind those. Those are stupid, probably way too expensive option to have an engraving on your door handle. Doesn't even show the whole fucking interior. Like, where's the damn dash? Show me the fucking front, assholes. Fucking idiots don't know how to take pictures of vehicles. Hennessy Velociraptor SUV, which a lot of people are pissed off that Ford never built a SUV version of the Raptor. A lot of people did want that, but Ford never built it. So Hennessy took a liberty and did it for them at a way too high of a cost. Let's see. Conversion of a Ford F-250 Lariat pickup. It is now a full-size SUV with 3 rows of seats. The option is, or the supercharged 6.2 is an option with 650 horsepower. It looks exactly like the Raptor. You know, nothing different there. They just added on a camper shell and made it seamless, and you now have an SUV. I don't know what they did to the suspension and the driveline configuration and all that stuff to make that work, but whatever. I mean, they obviously figured it out. This is a $160,000 conversion, actually. Never mind. I don't even know the word I was looking for. It's just a fucking giant truck made to look like an SUV with more power. I don't know. I don't like it. But okay, that's that list. That went pretty quick. I don't like SUVs. I'm not a super fan. I know they have their purpose. If you have 17 children, stop, by the way. Yeah, they come in handy for sure, but I don't need one. All right, we're gonna run through this list that I started last week. Like I said, I didn't get too far into it, so I don't really feel bad for going back through it because I was very rudely interrupted, and I was getting into the swing of it, so I was pissed. But anyway, we're gonna get into this list of cars everyone should drive at least once. Obviously, some are more special than others. You can see the cover photo is a fucking very expensive McLaren F1 LM edition, which would probably sell at auction now for about $30 million. But anyway, they're not all going to be like that. So let's get into it. First and foremost, the E46 BMW M3. As everybody knows that has ever watched this show, I don't like the M3. I don't like BMW, period. But I know the M3 is a fantastic small sedan. Back then it was a coupe. Obviously, the M4 now is the coupe, but the M3 has always been kind of the benchmark of the segment. You know, Mercedes and Audi has been chasing them for decades, and now Cadillac is in the running with the ATS-V and the CT4V Blackwing and all that bullshit. But I know that the BMW M3 is a good performing vehicle. Why I don't like it is because of who drives them. People that drive BMWs, all of them are pieces of shit. So that's why I don't like the M3 or any BMW for that matter. But I know it's a good car. So let me reiterate that I know it's a good car. I just don't like it because people have ruined it. But I would definitely drive not the newest one because I don't even want to look at it because that fucking grill. But I would drive an M3, absolutely. Yes to that. Ford Model T. I would drive one, but I would be very cautious because I know that 120 years ago, automotive technology was very prehistoric and barbaric, really. But I would try to drive one, absolutely, just to say I have driven something over 100 years old. Absolutely, I would drive that in a heartbeat without fucking hesitation. Bentley Turbo R, absolutely. I would drive any Bentley. I don't give a fuck if it was running on one cylinder and it only went 3 miles an hour. I'd drive it. It's still a fucking Bentley. But these Bentley Turbo Rs are pretty sick. Probably my third favorite Bentley is the Turbo R, behind the Bentley Brooklyns first, and then the Continental GT, brand new, second Turbo R. Absolutely. Hmm. I told you guys this is all my opinion. Renault Clio Williams. This is not the Clio that you want if you're going to buy a Clio and you're in Europe. This is not the one you want. What you want is the body style or two even after this. And you want the Clio Sport, which is a mid-engine V6 that has all-wheel drive, wide body, and that bitch actually does perform really, really well. Kudos to the French on that one. This one I'm not so sure of. Doesn't look great. I mean, I would drive it. Sure. Okay. I'd drive that just to say I drove it, but whatever. It's pretty ugly. Audi Quattro, absolutely. This car is the car that single-handedly changed the World Rally Championship. You know, when Audi first introduced it, it absolutely destroyed everything else in the field. Nothing could fuck with it. All-wheel drive. The Quattro all-wheel drive system is incredible. My car has it. My ex had one, and I drove that in the snow, and it did absolutely perfect. I had no problems. When I was trying to drive to Michigan in the winter last year, in my car, I had zero issues. So yeah, the Quattro all-wheel drive system single-handedly changed the WRC for forever. So Audi Quattro, I would drive one in a heartbeat. Alfa Romeo GTA, only 500 of these were built, so super rare. Had a twin plug, twin cam, 1.6 liter engine, is super lightweight, 1,650 pounds dry. And then you had the Stradale road trim, which is what you're seeing. So yeah, I would drive one, absolutely. Even though old Italian sports cars or cars in general were shit, I would still drive one. Again, just to say I did. 'Cause I mean, I like the new Alphas. They're cool, but they're going electric, which is a shame. Ford Focus RS. This is the Mark I, the very first iteration of the RS. I would drive it just to say I drove it, but I'm not a fan of the Focus. Even the RS, I'm just not a fan of it. I just think it's a fucking ugly ass hatchback that Ford hot rodded. And I know that's the whole purpose of a hot hatch, but I wouldn't call this hot. It's a fast hatch, if you will. It's not hot. It's ugly as shit. And I know hot is referring to the performance level of the vehicle, but I don't care. It's ugly, and it's a Ford. So I'm not a fan, but I would drive one just to say I drove one. Jaguar Mark II, same exact thing as the Bentley. I would drive every single Jaguar thrown in front of me. Some quicker than others, but I like the Mark II. It's pretty fucking cool. It's big and beefy. That body roll's crazy, but it's fucking this fucking 60s, 50s, 60s. I don't know when this car came out. I'd drive it though. Absolutely. It's got Jaguar's signature grille and all that bullshit. Yeah, I would drive that. Okay, I remember this one from last week. Willys MB. I wouldn't. I mean, if it was there, I'd drive it, but I wouldn't. I wouldn't fucking fly halfway across the country to drive one. It's just a shittier Jeep. No, thank you. I'm good. I've driven Jeeps. I'm good. Lexus LS 400. If it was brand new, I would probably drive one, but nowadays every single one of these has been ragged out. It's just they're garbage. It's almost like they were meant to be throwaway vehicles, but they're not, obviously. This article says that they rode better than a Rolls, which I find it very hard to believe. But, I guess maybe. But yeah, if it was brand new, I would drive one, but now I wouldn't touch one with anyone else's hands. Nope. Honda Integra Type R. Obviously, in this country, it's an Acura. I would absolutely drive one for sure. I wouldn't pay what these idiot people are selling them for these days, but yeah, I would drive one absolutely. They're good looking. They performed pretty well. I think they had a little 200 horsepower 4-cylinder, either a 5 or a 6-speed front wheel drive, but still, I mean, they performed pretty fucking well for what they were. So in this country, it's pretty much just an Acura Civic. But whatever. The Austin 7. I think this is actually where I got cut off because I don't remember this one. This is Britain's answer to the Ford Model T, which doesn't look like it was executed very well. This thing looks teeny tiny, 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 tiny. Like, I think I might be taller than this thing is long. But whatever. It's a typical car of its day. But yeah, I would drive one if I could fit in it, but I doubt I could. The Jaguar I-Pace. Okay, this is Jaguar's first electric SUV. I like Jag. We've already established that. I like Jaguar's new look. I was fucking ecstatic when Ford finally sold them because Ford was literally driving that brand into the ground and almost fucking did. But I don't know if I like these. Obviously, it's electric, so that's strike one. It's an SUV, that's strike two. It has Jag's signature look, front and rear, but it's a tall, bloated looking XJ. And I don't know. I don't know that I like it. I've seen them in person and I don't know if I like it. I wouldn't turn down driving one, but I'd rather drive a car. So yeah, but no. Land Rover Series 1. Yeah, I would for sure drive one of these because I want to know why everyone is so in fucking love with them. I just don't get it. I think Land Rover's always been unreliable and shitty. But that's probably going to be an unpopular opinion, but it's my opinion nonetheless, and I'm sticking to it. I would drive it though. Yeah, absolutely. One of the first Land Rovers. Absolutely, I'd drive it. Cayman GT4. Yes, obviously, I would want to drive it. I would never ever own one because Porsche has the same problem as BMW. Every single person that drives one, if you have one and we're friends, disregard. But everyone else that owns them are assholes. That's why I don't like Porsche. I understand that they make a very fine product, but I still don't like them because people ruined them. So there's that. But yes, I would definitely drive the GT4 Cayman. Any Evo, absolutely. This is the Tommy Mackinnon edition of the fucking Mitsubishi Evo 6. This is probably praised as one of the best Evos ever built because it won the WRC, and look at it. It's fucking wicked. The Evo became mainstream after Too Fast, Too Furious. Nobody really, not a lot of people in this country anyway, knew what the Evo was. So thank you, Too Fast, Too Furious, for making everyone realize how good of a vehicle this is. And yes. Any Evo, I would drive. I'm saying that now. All right, another Porsche. Porsche 968 Club Sport. I don't think I would drive this one. I have no desire. No, I'm good. Not the best looking vehicle out there. Probably didn't perform the best either. It was probably fine, but fuck that. I don't need to drive that. A W140 S-Class from Mercedes. This is probably early to mid 90s. Had a big punchy V8. Was whatever. I don't know. It's just kind of plain. I don't really care for the design. I like the new S-Class, obviously. But this is just kind of a boring looking vehicle. There's nothing special about it. It has headlight wipers. Watch the fuck out. Every car needs those, right? Not really. Kind of a goofy option. That's why you don't see too many cars with them fitted. But this one had them. Whatever. I mean, I might drive it if it was there, just like the Willys back there. But I'm not making it a point to go drive one. Fuck that. Mazda Miata can't. Well, maybe the new ones, but these older ones, I can't drive them. I'm literally too tall. I can't drive them. So I'm not gonna drive it. Kiss my ass. My grandfather has one, and my dad's terrified he's gonna leave it to him when he finally, gets his send off. But if he gives it to my dad, I'm taking that bitch and I'm gonna do some shit to it. Y'all just wait. But I can't drive them. Lotus Esprit Sport 300, abso-fucking-lutely. I would drive any of these Lotuses. The Esprit was a beautiful car. A little bit underpowered, in my opinion. It had a turbocharged V8. It only made 350 horsepower in its later iterations. Earlier on, I had a 2.2. And again, far underpowered for what it was and how expensive it was and what it was supposed to be competing with. Good looking, it performed decent, way too expensive and underpowered. But I would drive any Lotus Esprit, especially later versions. I think they went out of. I think they discontinued the Esprit in 02. But it lived on. It lived on for a long time. They started building the Esprit, I think, in either the 70s or 80s. So it had a good run. Dodge Charger 440 RT. Absolutely, anybody and everybody needs to drive one of these, including myself. And I would in a heartbeat. But I don't know anyone that has one that would be willing to let me drive it. So there's that. Bentley 4.5 liter. Yeah, if you taught me how to drive it, I would drive it. It's a Bentley. Fuck yeah, I would drive it. Epitome of vintage Bentley, all hood straps, Union flags, and a cockpit that looks like that out of a World War I biplane. That's the whole point. Absolutely, man. I would drive it without hesitation and probably have a boner the whole time. Don't care if you don't like that. Aston Martin DBS Super Leggera. Absolutely 100%. I would drive any Aston Martin on the road ever. Even the Lagonda, I would drive it. Fuck yes, I would drive it. And this, which is one of their most beautiful vehicles ever. They call it stupendously fast because it has almost 800 horsepower. So yeah, yes, in any color too. It could be fucking bare metal. I don't give a shit. I would drive it. Aston Martin makes art. Another Lotus, the Elise. This one I probably physically couldn't drive. Same as the Miata. They're very, very small. I've never even tried to sit in one of these. I have tried to sit in the Miata, and I physically can't. I can't sit in a Miata. I can't even sit in it. So definitely can't drive it. But the Elise, I have not tried to sit in one. I know it's a very fantastic performing vehicle. Handles really, really well. It's super lightweight. It's actually pretty quick for what it is. Has a little. I don't remember the size of the engine, but it's just a little 4-cylinder. But it makes decent power and it's quick. And also expensive. Off the top, I don't know how much, but Lotus period isn't cheap. Yeah, okay. McLaren 720S, $400,000 car. Just anyone go out and drive one? Yeah, sure. Why not? That's feasible. Yes, I would, but I don't have access to one, and probably never will unless I pay an abundance of money, a very large amount of money to drive one on a racetrack, which you can do, but I'm not plugging any of the services because they're not paying me, so screw you. Mercedes-Benz 300 SL, fucking iconic. Absolutely. Everyone needs to drive one. You need to experience gull-wing doors one time in your life. And this is a perfect way to be able to experience that. This or an original DeLorean, which, again, I've only seen a handful in person, and I've certainly never gotten in one. Citroen 2CV AZ. I don't really know what that AZ stands for. But no, Citroen 2CV, I wouldn't touch it I wouldn't go anywhere near one. I don't want to drive one. I don't want to fucking look at one. They're shitty cars. They had 12 horsepower. 12. A 425cc engine in a car. A full-size car. Not a little micro car, a city car. This is a full-size vehicle that had 12 horsepower. What? No, 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 no. Don't ever drive one of these. And if you own one, burn it. Ariel Adam, 100% yes. Drive this if you get the chance. It is a ridiculous vehicle. Super fast, super lightweight, open cockpit, uh, ridiculously loud, no doors. You have to have a helmet, I believe, to drive it. It's ridiculous. And some of these aren't even road legal. But the ones that are, yeah. Go for it. AC Cobra, absolutely. Absolutely. If you are able to even be in the presence of a real Cobra, drive it. Absolutely drive it. I probably can't because I'm so tall, but I would love to if I was able. Absolutely, yes, 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 yes. The Porsche 911, the 992 in specific, nope. Again, don't like Porsche. Yes, the Cayman GT4, but that's the GT4, and that's purpose built. Is someone like me would probably be able to handle it okay. But the Porsche 911, no, it's I don't like the 911. It's looked the same since its first year. Minor upgrades have gotten bigger, but no. Original Range Rover, nope, not driving it. Don't have any interest. Ford CR Cosworth. Now that I would drive. I don't like it. It's pretty ugly, but yes, I would drive it because it's Cosworth. Rear wheel drive. You know, they souped it up. However, they souped it up. They changed the body around a lot, not for the better. But yeah, I would certainly drive that, the Cosworth version. Absolutely. Yep. Aston Martin GT4 GT. Absolutely. Did I say GT4? DB4 GT. Again, anything Aston Martin's put on the road, I would drive. And hell, some stuff they didn't put on the road, I would still drive it. Anything Aston Martin, yes. James Bond made it famous. Aston Martin just made a quality fucking product, or at least a good-looking product. Because I know they've had their quality and reliability issues as well. Same as Jag. Most Italian brands and European brands do, not Germans typically, because they invented the car. We didn't, Joe Rogan. We didn't invent the fucking car, idiot. Lancia Stratos. I probably can't because I'm tall, but given the opportunity and if I was able, absolutely. This car dominated the WRC as well when it hit the scene. Just crushed everybody. And it's pretty controversial design. It's a super super small, like, short car, but god damn did it just blow people's minds. It's an incredible car. The E30 M3. This one I wouldn't really. I don't know. I'd rather drive the other one. It's newer. It's nicer. It's faster. It handles better. It does everything better. This one could be argued that it looks better, but I don't know. Kind of a wash. I don't need to drive that. Fiat 500. Nope. Absolutely not. I don't care if it's the original. I don't care if it's a modern one. No. If it's an original, I probably can't drive it. It only had 18 horsepower, not much more than that piece of shit Citroen. Of course, back then these little micro cars, they were just city cars. They didn't need to have a ton of power, but still, no, I'm not driving a Fiat fucking 500, dick. Lexus LFA, absolutely, yes. I agree with this one. I know that I've talked a lot of shit on this show about the Lexus LFA. Me and Sergio, we went back and forth about it, but I will say that yes, people do need to drive it. Is it the best car of its era? Absolutely not. Like, nowhere near it. 10 years earlier, it would have decimated everything on the road available. But it took them 10 years to develop it, and everything that they brought to market was technically obsolete. The the Nissan GTR, when this thing finally came to market, ate its lunch because it had the newest, latest, and greatest technology. It was more powerful. It had all-wheel drive, and it was cheaper. So when all those factors put together, nobody's going to buy this car. The only reason people bought this car was to say that they had it. It's a $400,000 Toyota with a V10 that screams. It is one of the best sounding cars to have ever graced us with its presence. But basically, it's just an IS300 with a V10 under the hood. Maybe an unpopular opinion, but that's essentially what it is. So, all you fanboys out there, fuck off. Yeah, I said it. Want to debate me? Come the fuck on here and debate me, bro. Caterham, that's how the Brits say it. Caterham 7. It's a stupidly, ridiculously small, lightweight, and fast and fun vehicle, but I can't drive one because they're too small. I've seen one in person and I can't do it. They're too small, but if I was able, 100% I would drive one. Rolls-Royce Phantom. This might be another one of those unpopular opinions I keep bringing up, but I don't want to drive one because they're meant to be driven in. I don't want to drive it. No, I'll get in the back seat. I'll recline. I'll look at the sparkly stars on the roof there, and dickhead up front can drive. I'm not driving it. Nope. Volkswagen Golf GTI, the very first version, the Mark 1. I'm good. I don't need to drive that. I'm good on that. Nope. I probably can't anyway. It's too small. Lamborghini Miura. Holy shit. 100%. Yes. Drive it if you have the opportunity. This car is the very first supercar to be labeled a supercar. And look at it. It's beautiful. Despite what George says, it's a beautiful car. I mean, Lamborghini got screwed by Ferrari, and he pretty much went out on his own and said, fuck you, Enzo. I'm building my own car. And this is what he came up with. Well, I don't know if this was the very first car that Lamborghini built, but this is the very first successful car that he built. And it's just a beautiful vehicle. Drive it if you get a chance. Absolutely. Alpine A110. I would probably drive one of these. They're kind of silly looking, not designed too well. But I mean, it's mid-engine. They make decent power. Apparently, they perform pretty well. I don't know much about Alpine as a company, but I would drive one of those for sure. It's not the worst thing on the road. Obviously, it's not a Nissan Juke or a lot of other things that are ugly. Lots. But yes, I would drive an Alpine A110. I've driven them virtually in video games, but never in real life. I've never even seen one because they don't come here to this country. Probably for a good reason. An original Mini. Absolutely, I would drive an original Mini, and I know I can because I've sat in them. I like the original Minis. The new ones are fine, I suppose. I've driven a couple, and I don't know. I mean, they're fine, but these original ones are just cool. They're just super cool cars. They're so small and just basic cars, but they somehow made them cool. I like them, and yes, I would drive one. A Peugeot 205 GTI, same thing as the Volkswagen GTI. I don't need to drive one of these at all. I have no interest in a lot of hot hatches, so no, I'm going to say no. I said no. Ferrari LaFerrari, the dumbest fucking name for a car ever. Yes, I would still drive one, obviously. I will never ever get near one to be able to even try to, but yes, I would, granted the opportunity. It's a fucking hybrid supercar. It's ridiculous. It was $1 million when it was new, and it got dominated by the 918 from Porsche. But I mean, this one is striking to look at. Yeah, I said it. I said striking. Get over it. Yes. 100% yes. Lotus Salon. I couldn't. I can't. I cannot, but I wouldn't anyway. Because it's a small, stupid little car. I don't like. I don't like it. I don't like convertibles. I don't like the way it's designed. It has not pop up, but rotating headlights, which is kind of cool. But no. I wouldn't drive that. GT3 RS. All right, it's fine. It's a 911, but fuck that. I would drive the shit out of a GT3 RS. Absolutely, I would. Regardless of how it looks, I would do it with a fucking smile on my face the entire time. Yes, GT3 RS. Gen 2, absolutely. Any gen, fuck that. Jaguar E-Type. Jaguar's probably swan song right there. Their most beautiful vehicle they've ever crafted, in my opinion. Especially if it has a V12 under the hood. The E-Type, if you have a friend, fucking drive that bitch. And if he doesn't let you, slap him in the face, because everyone should drive one of these. Then obviously the McLaren F1 is on this fucking list. Absolutely. All right. So if a lot of you don't know about the McLaren F1, McLaren was in the hands of the French at the time. This is back in the early 90s. And they came up with this. Obviously, it's on the screen, so it is a real thing. But what made this car so special were a few things. It had a BMW V12 under the hood, bonnet, whatever. It's a mid-engine car. So they didn't even have their own motor. So they outsourced it from BMW. It made, don't quote me, mid 600 horsepower, which to today's standards, that's kind of chump change. But what made this fucking thing so special is that even with that small amount of horsepower, which 650 is not small, but you know what I mean, in supercar standards today, that's kind of small. This motherfucker would do 241 miles an hour. Now, let me put that into perspective for you. 241 was the world record set by this car that you're looking at right now. That record stood for just over 20 years. And the car that broke that record is the Bugatti Veyron. And that car had 1,001 horsepower. It took more than 300 horsepower more to break this car's record. And this car didn't have cruise control, or not cruise control. It didn't have traction control. It didn't have all-wheel drive. It didn't have stability control, whatever the hell you want to call it. It didn't have any driver nannies. I don't even know if it had power brakes or power steering. I'd have to look that up. But this thing was the most, in terms of technology, bare bones car that you could get for the going rate, which this car was probably 500 grand in the mid 90s, if not more. So for that record to stand for so long, and then for a car to come along with 300 plus more horsepower and barely beat it by 12 miles an hour, that's saying something. That's a special motherfucking car. Oh, and the other thing that makes this car special is the driver sits in the dead center of the interior, which is fucking cool. That's racing technology, folks, if you don't know. And obviously, yes, Ferrari's fucking swan song, the Ferrari F40. Good luck ever driving one of these. I've only been in close proximity to one once, and I most certainly didn't get close enough to touch it, much less lick it, because I would. But these are Ferrari's probably second most coveted car ever, behind the 250 GTO, which just recently sold at auction for $70 million fucking dollars, which is just crazy town. Why would you spend that much money on one vehicle? Is beyond me. But good for you, guy, for having $70 million. You could just throw at a car. You fucking ass. Probably a multiple billionaire, so he doesn't even give a shit. He's gonna write it off on his taxes because it's a museum piece. I don't know if you can actually do that. I'm speculating on that, but I don't know how long this list is. I mean, I can maybe run through another list if you guys really want. Which no one's on here right now to tell me otherwise, which is fine because whatever. Don't want to watch, don't watch. You want to watch, watch. Let me look at it and see how big this list actually is. All right. 22 photos. All right. We're going to run through this bitch because I'm barely over an hour. This is Japan's most unusual car designs. We're going to run through these real quick. Probably about as quick as that last list. Or, maybe not. Whatever. I don't give a shit. Takes so long as it... Yeah, I'll take as long as I damn well want. Subaru XT. I have talked about this car before on the ugly interiors episode. I don't remember if I did that episode in video. Might have to redo that. I might have to redo that because you guys really need to see these fucking interiors because they're messed up. This is not an unusual design. It is a terrible design. The entire package. The car itself is weird. The wheels are weird. As you can see from this little teeny tiny picture, the interior is fucking weird. The whole thing's weird. It's terrible, and I don't recommend it at all. But it does fit the theme of the episode or the article, the list, whatever. Toyota FXV concept. Now, okay, this could have worked, but it needs some fine tuning. This absolutely could have worked, though. This could have been like this could have been the MR2. Shorten it. This is a mid-engine configuration for sure. Just shorten it. Take the fucking roof off. Shove a big V6 or a turbocharged four-cylinder under the bonnet in the back, and you got a fucking MR2. It's kind of weird design, though. I don't know. I don't like it. As it sits, I don't like it. Four-door supercar with a low front end and a glass greenhouse, cooling vents, blah, blah, blah. It's a shit design, bro. Nissan Boga from 1989. This looks like more modern than 89. It's terrible. I mean, it doesn't look good at all. And thank Christ it never saw the light of day. But, I mean, this looks way more modern than an 89. But I don't like it. It sucks. It's pretty terrible. Nissan Escargo. Those are for sale over here. I can go online and find these motherfuckers all day. And they're shit. Like, did they not learn anything from Citroen? Because this looks a lot like a Citroen 2CV, but modern. And still is terrible. With the split window and the weird front end and the super egg shape. It's fucking awful. Shame on you, Nissan. Mitsubishi Manika Topo. Manika Topo. From 1990. Sorry for that poor attempt at a Japanese accent. And I'm not apologizing for doing it, though. I don't give a fuck if you think it's racist. That's how they sound. Not my fault. It's terrible. This is a early Nissan Cube. I don't like it. Fuck you, Mitsubishi. I don't even know how you're still a company. You suck. Toyota Serra. This could have worked if they executed it properly. Same thing with the other Toyota. That could have worked. Those doors being flashy like that on a small little Targa or a convertible, that would have worked. That could have worked. Shame on you, Toyota, for not doing that one. Subaru SVX. There's nothing odd about this car. This car is cool as shit. I've actually found a couple for sale recently, but people want way too much money for them. I know that they're rare and they're probably really hard to get parts for, so good luck on that. But I like these. This is the first one on this list that I do like. These are cool cars. Good for you, Subaru. Shame on Ronan Glon for putting this car on the list. It is a little bit unusual, but it's not bad. Fucking car is incredible. Another shit Mitsubishi concept, the HSRV from 1995. It looks fucking terrible, stupid, retarded. I hate it. Everything about it. Fuck you, Mitsubishi. Go back to making fucking appliances. Oh, yeah. Suzuki X90. Absolutely. It's a fucking strange design. This is clearly one of Japan's attempts at, dealing with the Geo Tracker, which was in its day surprisingly popular. I know someone that used to have one. Had a lot of fun in that fucking thing. So yeah, Suzuki tried to, under General Motors ownership, obviously they tried to come up with their own version, and I don't know. I guess you see them every now and then, but yeah, they're very strange looking. Very strange. Subaru Vivio Bistro. This looks like something from fucking Europe, not Japan. This is ugly as shit, though. Holy crap. That's terrible. It's like BMW-esque grill. Looks more like a Fiat to me. This is fucking garbage. Jesus, Subaru. Shame on you. Oh, one of Sergio's favorite brands, Daihatsu Midget 2 from 1986. They actually, which can't remember. I can't remember which bigger automotive manufacturer from Japan actually made a truck that looks a lot like this, but a little bit bigger, obviously, with two passenger seating. But the design, the concept in itself, actually did well, but they just Daihatsu fucked it up by making it too narrow. Needs two seats, dummies. But yeah, it's pretty fucking strange. Don't like it. Daihatsu's never made anything good. Mazda MSX concept. This looks a whole lot like the Cadillac BLS. That was for Europe only. That's exactly what this fucking thing looks like to me. If you don't know what the Cadillac BLS looks like, just look it up. It's essentially a smaller ATS. That's pretty much what it is, but it failed miserably in Europe. And thank fucking Christ they never brought that to this country. But that's what this reminds me of, and I don't like it. The Honda Life. This is a little bullshit city car. This looks like I could fucking pick it up and carry it on my shoulder. Fuck that car. Piece of shit. All right, we're almost done here, guys. Honda Fuyajo concept. I guess this is supposed to be like I don't know what the fuck this is supposed to be. Its interior was designed to resemble a nightclub. That's fucking annoying. Because nightclubs are annoying. Visually, it looked like a cross between a purple toaster oven, a freight train, and a custom pickup truck from the 1970s. I can see freight train. I can see purple toaster oven. I can't see custom pickup truck from 1970. Well, maybe the lights are 70s-ish. This is fucking terrible. Shame on you, Honda. I don't even know why you put that much effort into it. Daihatsu Naked. Oh, wants to get naked. Yay. Hey, let's get naked. That's my poor Italian accent. Italian American. It had a 658cc 3-cylinder. Watch out. All-wheel drive was available. Watch out. It's terrible. It's just an early Scion XB. Fucking garbage. Another fucking Daihatsu. Mira Gino. No, it looks just like the other one with a bigger grill. Like, fuck off. Daihatsu, go away. Toyota Willy VI from 1999. This is definitely Chrysler styling. That's exactly what I get from it. Remember those old Chrysler concepts? Check that shit out. That's what this fucking looks like. And it's mostly convertible, which is stupid. I don't know. This looks like a little city car. I fucking hate it. It's ugly as shit. Shame on you, Japan. You make such good vehicles every now and then you throw us this. It's a Suzuki Twin from 2003. It's a little key car, so it's teeny tiny. Has no fucking trunk, 2 seats, probably 50 horsepower by modern standards. Oh, this had a hybrid powertrain. Watch out! And it was sold exclusively in fucking Japan. Good. Keep it over there, piece of shit. This one is by far probably the most terribly designed vehicle in this list. The Mitsuoka Noera. That's what I'm going with. Mitsuoka's still fucking around, by the way. And they have not changed. They're still making ugly bullshit. This is terrible. This kind of throws around Jaguar front end, Toyota wheels, like maybe Toyota or even Volkswagen-ish profile. This is a hodgepodge. We've had many hodgepodges on this show. Suzuki Hustler. This does not look like it could hustle any fucking thing or anywhere. Terrible car. Terrible. FJ Cruiser, mini me. Absolutely. That's an apt description of this piece of junk. Okay, that's that list too. All done. Yay! Just over an hour. Well, guys, I'm sorry. I hate that this one was so short, but that's all I could find, and that's all I can do. I even went through last week's shit again to try to extend it a little bit longer, and I apologize that it's so short, but life happens, work happens, situations happen. So I'm sure you're tired of hearing me talk, so I'm going to get the fuck off here. Again, I apologize for last week, and I apologize for the show being so short, but it is what it is. Hopefully Sergio can get back over here next week, and we can talk some cool shit. But until then, I'm going to go, and everybody have fun.